What can we expect from Devin, you know, going up at 147? There's a lot of needle, I guess, between the pair of you. I guess from what you've seen in camp.
Hey, listen, an exciting Devin Haney. Let's sit it right there. I just told you is that if you don't want to fight, then you don't want to fight. There's no clauses, there's no catches, there's no nothing.
Yeah. He just capping for like social media. Like he not gonna be like realistic about the situation.
Bill Haney has issued a clear and direct warning to Shakur Stevenson following growing reports that a potential fight between Devin Haney and Shakur Stevenson has already been agreed upon, making it clear that his message is serious and meant to set expectations as discussions around the matchup continue to gain momentum.
Shakur Stevenson.
I told y'all Dev will beat the shit out of Shakur Stevenson.
Yes, but did you talk to Turkey out of sheep?
He gonna beat Rockstar Shakur?
Beat the shit out of Shakur.
Rockstar, he gonna beat the shit out of Rockstar Shakur Stevenson. Beat the shit.
Shakur's no different than everybody else. They're all really good. Devin is special. He has the style, he has the confidence, he has the ability to navigate his own career in a way that he's able to fight all of them, and he fares a great chance against all of them. That's something that's special. That's something that's rare.
Speaking with strong confidence and conviction, Haney stressed that Shakur will be forced to deal with elite speed, high-level defense, and true championship experience, promising there will be no shortcuts, no easy paths, and no margin for error, as the fight will serve as a punishing and unforgiving test designed to expose any weakness on fight night under intense worldwide attention.
I want your thoughts on Shakur saying he not fighting Dev unless he got a rehydration clause.
Shakur, man, honestly, you know what I mean? Because you know, I can pop it on channels and like that and do that, and you know what I mean, and we can have fun with it. But, you know, over here on the Boxing Voice, right, I want to ask, in or around the division, every bad motherfucker around Devin has gotten an offer to fight, or they've been in the ring, or, I mean, who else has that happened with? All the fights that the people want to see Devin fight, the person that got either a contract or Devin that got in the ring with him. Can we say that about anybody else?
The long-teased bout between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney has grown into one of boxing's most talked-about potential super fights, with its history, build-up, and ongoing negotiations stretching back several years and continuing to fuel discussion and anticipation throughout the sport.
Like, was that ever something that you wanted to consider, though? Like, on some, because I think people say this narrative was like, yo, if you know you could beat him, just fight him.
Yeah, but why would I fight this nigga for the least money that I could get when it's like, okay, cool, let's go through the WBC, because that's what I did that they're trying to ignore. Right. They're going to ignore that whole part. I said, WBC, y'all do y'all job, enforce the fight, and we're going to do it that way. They gave him the deadline to figure out was he gonna fight me or fight Regis. That man decided to move up. Yeah. But I really made the WBC do their job. That's what it really came down to. And whatever finish that they was gonna offer, that's what it was gonna be at the end of the day.
So if they would have came back and said 75-25, would you
I would have had no choice. I just tried to go around the bullshit that was presented, because that's bullshit. Like, I'm a 2-division world champ. I unified at 130 in one of the biggest fights at 130 pounds. Like, if we gonna be...
Stevenson has openly stated that any potential bout taking place at 147 pounds would come with strict and clearly defined weight limits after the official weigh-in, making it clear that rehydration rules and post-weigh-in conditions would be firmly enforced to ensure fairness and maintain competitive balance on fight night.
To come to 147, I'm coming in with rehydration clause. I don't even do that. But why am I going up to these guys' weight classes if I'm not planning on going there? So any of y'all want to fight me at 147?
Yeah, rehydration.
10 pounds.
10-pound rehydration. Like the IBF rule, basically.
You got to understand, that means on fight night, when we get in the ring, they're going to be 157, maybe 158.
Max.
No bigger than 160 that night.
Right.
I'm cool with that.
So if we could get it like, all right, like the IBF rule, 10-pound rehydration.
Yes, but think about it. If there's no rehydration clause, these guys gonna get it up to 170 pounds.
Yeah, 175.
I'm in the 140s on fight night.
Yeah.
So if I'm 140, they 170. Bro, I'm not. What am I in here wrestling around with these?
Right.
Come on, bro. Bill Haney has remained firm and unwavering in his stance regarding rehydration clauses, repeatedly making it clear that he will not accept any form of rehydration limits for Devin Haney's fights, a position that directly affects and complicates negotiations if Shakur Stevenson insists on including such a condition as part of any potential deal.
Is that a fight you guys are seeking, or are you leaving it alone since he's saying that it would require Devin to get a rehydration clause? Is that something you're willing to get on a phone and discuss how many pounds exactly?
Well, when you're speaking about Debo, you might hear a whole lot of that's inconsistent with things that you say about normal fighters. When you talk about a generational talent like Dev, you would expect those that are elite to look to have, to be on a level playing field. What you weigh is what you weigh, and how you get down the next day is, it's what it's all about, and that's what.
Bill Haney has made it clear that he is not interested in negotiating any catchweight terms for a potential fight involving his son Devin Haney, a stance that is firmly rooted in his broader refusal to accept rehydration clauses or any weight stipulations that could restrict or limit Devin's natural size advantage inside the ring.
A catchweight, which is what he wants to put on. Not a catchweight, but a rehydration, which is what he said it would require in order for him to fight Devin.
No, what he said was that he doesn't do any negotiation. He has a management team that does it. And let's just stay and keep it right there. Everything that he's saying, he's not going to 100% stand on it, because he says he doesn't negotiate against himself and refers back to his team. So I can't take any of that serious. Especially, like I said, given an opportunity that you understand that he says that based on Conor Ben doing something that he felt might be unfair and putting it on Chris Eubank is what he's saying that he might.
Bruce Crichton said he believes Shakur Stevenson would outbox Devin Haney by effectively controlling distance, timing, and angles throughout the fight. According to Crichton, Shakur's superior footwork, disciplined defense, and high-level ring IQ would neutralize Haney's jab, limit extended exchanges, and ultimately turn the bout into a calculated technical chess match dictated by Stevenson's precision and control.
Who would you favor at 147 between him and Devin, Shakur?
That's a tough fight. I like both of those styles together, but I do think that Shakur is just more defensively aware, sound and aware. It's possible that Shakur may win that fight. I feel like he's a problem for a lot of guys because of his style. But Devin and both of those styles together, that's a great mashup. And I don't know. That's actually a really good fight.
According to many analysts, Shakur Stevenson possesses all the necessary tools to become boxing's next major star, combining elite technical skill, advanced defensive mastery, and an exceptional boxing IQ that consistently separates him from his peers. These qualities position him as a fighter capable of carrying the sport forward into a new era, especially as fans increasingly grow to appreciate refined technique, precision, and intelligence over sheer knockout power, making his style both influential and perfectly suited for the modern boxing landscape.
Conor Ben, there's a lot of fights that Shakur can be involved in and beat all these dudes, man. Beat all of them. Has a chance of beating all of them, right? And solidifying, his mark in the sport, being, the great of his generation. When Crawford left, I told y'all that, Shakur was the next guy on the throne. And I truly wholeheartedly still believe that. I know there's guys that has worked with Shakur in the past that swear up and down. I even forgot Murataya. Murataya is there too. Guys like Andy Cruz. I mean, there's a lot of talented guys that people respect that Shakur has the ability to freaking
His disciplined approach to training and competition, combined with his high-level ring savvy, consistently set him apart from his peers, positioning him as a potential defining figure in the future of boxing, especially as he continues to secure significant victories against quality opponents and maintains an undefeated record that further strengthens his credibility, influence, and long-term impact on the sport.
And all those guys and putting that on his resume, man. We talking about legendary status. We talking about Mount Rushmore type of stuff, you know, because, you know, all these guys are the elite guys of this generation and people respect them. And if Shakur was to beat them, you know, he's going to definitely make his mark heavy in the sport and become extremely popular, you know, even more popular than what Terrence Crawford is right now, you know. And I feel like Shakur can be that face of American boxing that, you know, we've always had. You know, we have Floyd Mayweather. I think he can be as popular as Floyd Mayweather, if not more popular than Floyd Mayweather. You know, so I don't know, man. Guys, you know, tell me what you think. You know, am I tripping? But there's a lot of potential matchup for Shakur that can really grow his...
Man, a potential clash between Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney promises to be a true mega fight for boxing, bringing together two of the sport's brightest and most talented stars. With both fighters undefeated, technically elite, and fiercely determined to cement their legacies, the matchup would deliver a showcase of top-level skill, advanced strategy, and non-stop excitement, captivating fans around the world while potentially defining a bold new era in the sport and leaving a lasting impact on boxing history.
Confirms what I've been saying. 3-division world champion, former undisputed lightweight, former WBC junior welterweight, and reigning WBO welterweight world champion, first ballot Hall of Famer once he retires, superstar boxer, top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, Devin the Dream Haney, 33 wins, no loss and no draw, 15 wins by way of knockout. He calls out another first ballot Hall of Famer of his era. Ironically enough, Devin Haney is 27, and the person he calls out is 28 years old, who's another first ballot Hall of Famer, Olympic silver medalist, 4-division world champion, former unified super featherweight, who simultaneously up until yesterday held the WBC 135-pound title and the WBO 140-pound junior welterweight title at the same time. Superstar boxer, 4-division champion, who will be a first ballot Hall of Famer, Shakur Stevenson, who has 25 wins, no losses, no draw, 11 wins by way of knockout. So Shakur Stevenson and Devin Haney, as I said, and Devin Haney confirmed it, as you see there, this is the next super fight in the sport.
Meanwhile, Devin Haney has firmly established himself as one of boxing's most technically gifted fighters, earning widespread recognition for his lightning-fast reflexes, pinpoint accuracy, and highly methodical approach inside the ring. Observers have often praised his ability to control the pace of fights, adapt seamlessly to different opponents, and maintain composure under intense pressure, all qualities that make him a formidable and challenging opponent for anyone stepping into the ring. Analysts like Bernie have highlighted that Haney's unique combination of speed, strategic intelligence, and disciplined execution positions him as a genuine test even for the most decorated and experienced champions in the sport. When comparing Haney to Shakur Stevenson, the potential matchup takes on even greater significance, as both fighters bring elite-level skill, sharp boxing IQ, and an insatiable hunger to cement their legacies in the sport. A fight between them would not merely be a contest of talent, but a pivotal moment capable of defining the careers, reputations, and historical standing of both men. Bernie emphasized that the bout would showcase high-level strategy, technical mastery, resilience, and adaptability, making it an absolute must-watch clash for boxing fans worldwide, and a defining moment in modern boxing history.
Now, Shakur is a 4-weight world champion. Devin is a 3-weight world champion. Devin was undisputed, but now Shakur is a 2-time lineal champion. You know, so he's a 2-time Ring Magazine winner. You know, 2-time unified champion. If you want to add the ring, as far as with the WBO, he was unified at 130. You know, so he's a 2-time unified champion, 2-time lineal champion. Beat a guy like Teofimo Lopez, who rises to the occasion. Had a close fight with George Kambosos. You can make a claim that he was fighting out of frustration or out of emotion, you know, and that was it. He was in his prime too. Josh Taylor seemed to be drained at 140. Not taking away from Devin, but he was already moving up to 47, they were saying. Lomachenko was a little older and smaller. So, they about even in terms of...
Greg Hackett claims that Shakur Stevenson is deliberately avoiding the fight because he knows Devin Haney brings the same elite-level skill set to the ring. According to Hackett, Haney's exceptional speed, disciplined defense, tactical intelligence, and high boxing IQ closely mirror Shakur's own strengths, effectively removing the stylistic advantages that Stevenson typically enjoys against other opponents. Hackett argued that Shakur generally prefers facing fighters who are either slower, less technically polished, or more aggressive, allowing him to control range, tempo, and the overall flow of the fight, whereas Devin would force a high-level, strategic chess match with no easy openings or clear advantages. He suggested that the risk-to-reward ratio in such a matchup doesn't favor Shakur, particularly against a fighter who can match him both technically and mentally over the course of 12 challenging rounds, making the bout far more dangerous, demanding, and unpredictable than many fans fully realize.
He knows Dev has something for him, but he got something for Dev. It's a great fight. He know he could possibly lose to Dev. There's things that Dev understand about boxing that Shakur understand, and he wouldn't be able to just take full advantage of Devin Haney. You know what I mean? They both got an education. That's what I'm saying. This comes down to education. That's why Floyd and them used to yell, skills pay the bills. Skills pay the bills. You know what I'm saying? You got to really be in the gym working on your skills package. A lot of these dudes ain't working like they think they working. You know what I'm saying? They in the gym, they sweating. You know what I mean? They're working hard, but the information that's being transferred to them is bullshit information, and it's showing in the fights. But who am I?
Armsy, thank you for the 5-piece. Why everybody want to see Shakur and Devin when Keyshawn called him out?
All of those is great fights.
Many experts still believe that Shakur Stevenson isn't dodging Devin Haney, but is instead strategically pursuing more significant challenges that could elevate his legacy and long-term standing in the sport. Reports indicate that Stevenson has actively explored the possibility of facing Conor Benn, signaling a deliberate focus on high-profile, career-defining fights rather than simply taking the next available opponent or chasing immediate victories. This approach reflects a carefully calculated strategy, with Stevenson appearing to prioritize long-term impact, legacy building, and historical significance over short-term bouts. He is selectively targeting opponents who can enhance his reputation, test his skills at the highest level, and create meaningful, high-stakes matchups that could define his career rather than providing him with easy wins. By aiming for marquee names and challenging contests, Stevenson demonstrates a clear willingness to step into fights that matter most for his career trajectory and lasting influence in boxing. This mindset has sparked extensive debate across the boxing community, with some praising his ambition, vision, and strategic foresight for building a lasting legacy, while others question whether avoiding certain matchups or delaying fights might create unnecessary obstacles and prolong uncertainty for fans eagerly awaiting his next major bout.
Let's talk about this Shakur and Conor Benn thing. Shakur's been getting a lot of flack because fans feel like that Shakur is ducking Devin Haney. How do I feel about Shakur ducking Devin Haney? I don't think it's true. I don't think it's a thing. Shakur said he's going to go up, put a rehydration clause on the man to fight him. Is Devin Haney going to take a rehydration clause to fight? If not, I don't think so. So why are we even having the debate about him fighting Devin? It's not like he's fighting a champion to get a random accolade like a belt or something, you know? So it's really irrelevant to even bring up why Shakur is not fighting Devin. He's fighting Conor Benn because he feels like he needs to fight Conor Benn because he disrespected him or whatever the case may be. It's really nothing to it. Fans are trying to put Devin and Shakur against each other. I would love to see the fight, but it's whatever.
Stevenson has made it clear that he intends to achieve major accomplishments in boxing and is not intimidated by tough challenges or high-level competition. Speaking directly to critics who question his size and suggest he may be too short to compete effectively at 147 pounds against fighters like Devin Haney or Conor Benn, Stevenson responded with unwavering confidence, determination, and focus. He emphasized that physical attributes alone will not define his success in the ring, instead highlighting his exceptional skill, lightning-fast speed, defensive mastery, and advanced ring intelligence as the key tools that allow him to compete at the highest level regardless of size or reach disadvantages. Stevenson's mindset reflects a deliberate focus on strategy, meticulous preparation, and adaptability, showing that he is fully willing to face elite opponents to solidify his legacy and build his career on meaningful victories. By openly addressing doubters, challenging assumptions, and expressing his ambition to take on significant, high-profile fights, he demonstrates not only confidence but also a clear and calculated vision for his career, signaling to fans and critics alike that he intends to prove naysayers wrong while making a lasting, influential impact on the sport of boxing.
Into big fights. I like big fights. I like big money fights. I like proving that I'm the best, and I like doing things that people say I can't do. There's a lot of people that will say that I'm too little for Conor Ben, and I can't do it. So it makes for a tremendous fight. It's gonna be a good beef. I like the beef. I like the story behind it, and it's a tremendous fight.
I just wanted to follow up on the Conor Ben conversation. I saw him after the fight, and I just asked him. I said, "Hey, would you agree to that rehydration clause?" And he said, "F no." So my question for you is, how does that fight get made then?
If he's not going to agree, then we probably don't fight. So he's just wasting time. We'll see. But I'm a businessman at the end of the day. And like I said, he did a rehydration clause with Chris Eubank. Chris Eubank was in the ring half. Why can't he?
Keshin Davis has also stepped forward to call out Devin Haney following his impressive recent victory, wasting no time in seizing the spotlight and signaling his readiness to challenge one of the sport's top talents. Davis, known for his sharp, rapid-fire combinations, exceptional speed, and relentless pressure style, made it clear that he views himself as a legitimate contender capable of testing Haney at the highest level and pushing him to his limits. By publicly challenging Haney, Davis is positioning himself as a fearless fighter willing to take risks and pursue high-profile matchups that could define his career and elevate his standing in the division. Analysts note that Davis's aggressive skill set, versatility, and proven in-ring effectiveness make him a dangerous opponent for any champion, including Haney, adding intrigue and tension to the potential matchup. The call-out has sparked considerable excitement among fans who are eager to see how Davis's relentless, pressure-heavy approach would match up against Haney's refined technical precision and strategic mastery. If the fight materializes, it promises to be a high-stakes clash with potential title implications, career-defining significance, and a lasting impact on the trajectories of both fighters, generating intense anticipation and debate throughout the boxing community.
A bright enough star that he'd be willing to take, because, as a businessman, risk reward. You think you bring enough to the table that he'd want to take the fight? He would take the fight?
Hopefully, bro. I hope he would take the fight. In terms of answering your question, a bright enough star, he's already entertaining me on Twitter and social media and stuff like that. So I guess he sees some money potential in this fight right here. But what I would like to do is I would like to become champion, because that just speaks for itself. Once I come to the champion with the table, you can't play with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody know me. People know me. I can go to the UK and sell. Like, I can go anywhere and sell. My first main event, I sold 10,000 tickets. I sell, period. You know what I'm saying? That's why he's entertaining me, because I am a star. But when I come with that world title, whether I beat Dalton Smith or I go move up the weight and beat Lewis Crocker, once I come with them world titles, it's just...
Devin Haney has made it clear that he's fully willing to face Keshin Davis without any special conditions, demonstrating his straightforward, no-nonsense approach to competition and his readiness to take on challenges on fair and equal terms. Bill Haney, his father and trainer, echoed this sentiment, emphasizing that Devin prefers to fight at his natural weight rather than exhaust himself with restrictive rehydration limits, catch-weight stipulations, or other artificial constraints, a point that stands in contrast to reports about Shakur Stevenson's preference for structured weight management in potential bouts. On the other side, Davis has admitted to some lingering frustration toward Haney, recalling early interactions when he felt underestimated as a younger, developing fighter, which adds a personal edge to the potential matchup. Despite that history, both men are now focused on the bigger picture, prioritizing opportunity, career growth, and the long-term impact on their legacies. The dynamic between them highlights that boxing is not just about raw talent or physical ability, but also about strategy, past experiences, and careful, calculated decision-making in choosing fights and managing careers. As these factors continue to shape negotiations, fan interest, and public discourse, anticipation grows for a potential matchup that could carry major significance, defining both fighters' futures, reputations, and positions within the sport for years to come.
Keyshawn the Businessman Davis, as I said yesterday, he fights and beats Keyshawn, then guess what? It makes the fight with Shakur and Devin that much bigger, right? Because it's a redemption, it's a storyline, so on and so forth. Devin has history, sparring session. We know the history, right? So Devin Haney wants that fight, as we know. This is not a surprise. This is what Devin Haney does. No stipulations. As Father Trainer and Manager Bill Haney stated yesterday on the Boxing Voice, he stated, why we have to have stipulations, roadblocks. We ain't trying to do that. Devin moved up, so he don't have to drain himself. Why would he have to drain himself? Right? Nonetheless, Shakur wants a 10-pound rehydration course. Keyshawn, the businessman Davis, as you're going to see right here, he explains why he don't like Devin Haney. Because, and people are asking me and sending me, and this is an old clip that Keyshawn did with Wallow and Gilly, and people are asking me my thoughts is resurfaced because obviously the Devin Haney, Keyshawn Davis, saga has started.
Can Shakur Stevenson finally outbox Devin Haney? Or will Haney's elite skill, strategy, and ring intelligence ultimately prevail in the matchup? Share your thoughts, predictions, and opinions in the comments below.